Thanks for being here. My name is Dr. Ayguen Sahin. Welcome back to my channel. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. And of course, if you like this video, definitely hit the like button and comment also so that we can show everyone this video, because everyone needs to be educated on this. This is more serious than anything that you have in your mind. Okay, I have been talking about this since last year, and in this video I'm going to explain to you in simple terms, and also I put the link of my blog post that I simplified and explained to you what this Supreme Court ruling against or to weaken the Voting Rights Act means in simplified terms, but also more importantly, what does it mean for you, what it means for all of us, and what it means for democracy. And then at the end of the video, I will be more so focusing on my analysis and why I have said before, since last year, February 16, 2025, I put the link below. I said the civil war is coming, and I told you it will start from mid 2026, last for 4 to 6 years. Yes, I said it, and I'm saying this again. We will discuss this at the end of the video. 4 to 6 years, civil war is coming. I told you this since 1 year, actually 1.5 years now, and we will discuss this. And it's happening. It's happening right now, and let's discuss. Again, go to my blog, draygenshahin.com/blog. This is the latest blog that I published just now, and so I will go over what I wrote, and at the end I also put the link to the actual 92 pages of the Supreme Court ruling. You can read it for yourself, what they decided on. Okay, so let's get into it, and let me know your comments. What do you think about it, and how can we educate more people? How can we bring the influencers, the YouTubers, stop the hell what they're doing and shift, for God's sake, their focus to more important matters than, I don't know, the Hollywood or pop, fake spirituality, whatever. We need every one of us to be in this boat together. All of us. And happy May 1st, by the way. If you are European, then you know, or anywhere else than the United States, you know the importance of May 1st. It's actually, it's a workers, hardworking people's feast or day. Everyone in the world celebrates that, and except the United States. Obviously, we know why that is. So let's get into what the Supreme Court ruled, so that affects all of us. And it's more serious now, more than ever. Okay. Supreme Court Voting Rights Act decision explained what it means for fair elections, voting power, and American democracy. That's my blog post I'm reading right now. draygenshahin.com/blog. Okay, a plain language look at the court's ruling, why it matters, and how it could shape voting rights, district maps, and political power across the country. The Supreme Court has made a major decision that could change how fair elections are in America. There are no fair elections because we have the Electoral Board, and Electoral that actually shows how much we are not in full democracy, because in Europe the popular vote is the vote. That's the vote of the people, and those people who get elected through popular vote, that's democracy. Not the electoral vote where you just which is already been shifted towards Republicans. So either way you push it, it is not a full democracy to begin with, okay? And our constitution or our mindsets are still, or actually how the Senate is being built also in this country is based on an full-blown racism, okay? I mean, you can just see it from left and right. You can just turn your head around, and if you don't experience this in your day-to-day life, and let me tell you, you do not have to be black to be discriminated. That racism is everywhere. I experienced myself racism in Texas. I did. And where? Coming from a Harvard faculty, going to Texas, trying to do research and all that, still I was discriminated. Why? Because my name is not an English name. And let me tell you, not everywhere in Texas, but particularly Houston, even when I talk with people from Dallas, and Austin, they all know that Houston is absolutely racist, okay? Not the people that I talk with on the streets. They are just like unbelievably super friendly. It's the people at work or that promotes to higher positions, not just white people. I'm white, doesn't matter. The people who are coming from English-speaking countries like America, like England, and like Australia, that's it. Everyone else, it doesn't matter if you're from Germany, from China, from any other country, it doesn't matter if you're Caucasian, it doesn't matter. You all are in this, I don't know, trash can, okay? And you are be treated like that. Doesn't matter if you're from Harvard, doesn't matter if you're a scientist, doesn't absolutely freaking matter who you are. I have never seen anything like this. And so, and guess what? The professor who did the racism is actually a Russian professor. You can't make this shit up, okay? And also, the system that's been built is like that. The promotion system is like that. And then the more in America, the more you go higher up the ranks. I even like 10 years ago, a decade, like 50 or maybe 15 years ago, where I was still applying for faculty positions, for professor positions, I run into an article, I think it was a decade ago, that it was published in Nature or Science or something. It literally said that the more higher you go in the hierarchy, when your name sounds foreign or is not easy to pronounce, I'm not kidding you. It's a published article. When your name is not easy to pronounce, you will not get promoted. I kid you not. Go and research. It is an article, published article. It's unreal. And I think now it's true. It's actually true. You can be an Einstein. It doesn't really matter. So let's keep going. So what I'm saying is this country is already built based on racism. Doesn't matter if there is no, slavery. Hello. Have you ever heard something that I keep saying for 2 decades? There's 21st century slavery. What about our clothes? What about our food? It's all children and people and even with AI. Okay, I will talk about the AI. Nobody talks about this, about slavery and AI. What does these two in common? You will be shocked because nobody talks about it. I will actually make that video in my new AI channel, okay? So watch that space, and of course I will post when my new channel is active in the community tab. So The Supreme Court, I read this again, the Supreme Court has made a major decision that could change how fair elections are in America. At the center of this ruling is the Voting Rights Act, one of the most important civil rights law in United States history. The law was created to stop racial discrimination in voting and to make sure every community has a fair chance to be heard. Okay. The court's recent decision makes it harder to challenge voting maps that may weaken the political power of Black and brown communities. That means some voters may now have a harder time making sure their voices count equally at the ballot box. So basically, they're weakened that to make it harder to say, wait a minute, this voting was a racist or is based on discrimination. So this ruling made it harder to justify and to prove that this system, the mapping of the community or the voting, was absolutely racist or based on discrimination. It's unreal. It's just so unreal. Like, what are we talking about? This is freaking 21st century. And the Republicans, and again, I you know me, I mean, you follow me, you know me, I have absolutely no interest in any of these parties, okay? I'm an independent voter. I go by facts, I go by humanity, I go by people's rights, okay? Because all of us, you, I, everyone in this, not just country, in this world. I mean, guys, I just can't understand how can we just not seeing this. And what bothers me so much that particularly these people claim to be religious. Doesn't matter if it's Christian, Muslim, Jewish, they claim to be religious or following religion. No religion ever allow that. There is actually strictly, it's even written in the Quran that there is no slavery. It forbids that. It's actually written in Quran. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. So what happened to Jesus is also like the torturing and all that. How can you justify, how can you make this okay or normal if you are so religious? Let me tell you this, these people are not religious. These people are evil racist, okay? Because there's no other explanation for that. No real religious person ever would believe in any party anyway. No actual religious person or spiritual person would follow any party, would be not desperate for any party, because there is no party. The only party is humanity. That's the party of the world. So, one important part of the law is Section 2. The section says that voting rules and district maps cannot be drawn in a way that denies people equal political opportunity because of race. So let's see what the Supreme Court decided. The Supreme Court, again, for people who are new, I'm reading from my blog post, okay? The Supreme Court recently limited how strong Section 2 can be when people challenge unfair district maps. In simple terms, that means it may now be harder, as I just said, to prove that a map was drawn in a way that harmed minority voters. I just mentioned that. This matters because district maps decide who represents what area in Congress, state legislature, and local government. if the map is unfair, okay, voters can be grouped in ways that reduce their power. Supporters of voting rights say the decision gives states more room to draw maps that protect political power instead of voter fairness. So this means that instead of, like in democracy, we, the people, are the ones who choose them, our representatives. We have the power over them, over the political figures, because we select them to represent us. Now with this, they select the voters. You can't make this stuff up, guys. This is just, if you just think about it, it's so unreal. This is not, we don't even start with democracy anyway. We just start as a base with half democracy, but this, literally a representatives choose whomever. I choose, pick and choose, like tomatoes in the bazaar. It's unreal. And this is what this is. So why this matters to everyday people like you and I? This is not just a court issue. It affects real people, real communities, and real elections. If a district is drawn unfairly, like the map is drawn unfairly based on who they pick and choose, voters may live in a place where their preferred candidate almost never has a fair chance to win. That can leave entire neighborhoods feeling ignored by leaders who are supposed to represent them, okay? It can also make people feel like their vote matters less than somebody else's vote. I just give you an example of Texas, right? When that happens, trust in democracy starts to weaken. And that's exactly the point. Project 2025, right? To the T. To the T. This is what it is. That's the whole goal. Why? Because we run, this country is run. This is not about Trump or Obama or Biden. These are just their figures. They are not doing anything. Even the legislator doing nothing. The people just don't understand that. Do you know who runs the world? Do you know who runs the world? And oftentimes they are secret. These are Pfizer, Elon Musk, insurance companies, right? These are absolutely running the world. Oil companies, all the power players, the top 1% these are running the world. Obama, these, and that doesn't matter. These are just figures. Our congresses are just figures. This includes every country. It doesn't matter which country. People just don't get it. That's why I'm talking all globally, because I've been in these countries. I lived in these countries. I was born in those countries. I lived here for 2 decades. I can see the left and right and up and down. And that's why I keep talking about the world, the global, the world, the global. It is surreal. I just don't understand how people cannot see it. That's why I make these videos, to give you the overall arching bird's eye view to these things are just like, the brick by brick by brick by brick, just building the house for whom? The top 1% who runs the world. the Rothschilds and all that stuff, right? We know already, finally, God, thank God, with the Epstein files and all that, who suddenly people know who these people are. And yet, still don't get what this is about. People still want desperately slaves. Listen, you do not have to be a farmer or like this, you know, in the movie, American movies where they have, hi, going south garage. I believe there has to be a way to create electoral district boundaries by laying a grid over, oops, hold on. Lay a grid over each state. The blocks connect until it reaches the population level and it becomes a district. So I will, oh, where did it go? Okay. Oh my God. Hold on, sorry. I love this. Where is this? I believe there has to be a way to create electoral district boundaries by, yeah, that, and also, if you think about the Senate, right? How can every state has 2 senators when there is little Montana, like, I don't know, Kentucky, Montana versus California? It doesn't make any sense. How can this be equal anyway, right? I was just saying something. I flipped on my head. What I was talking about? Yeah, I was just saying you don't have to be like these old. I've seen gerrymandering maps that were ridiculous. To me, it comes down to who owns the media. Who owns the media? Who owns that state? Who has business there, right? Who is doing jobs there? Who are creating jobs? Who runs that state? Who runs the country? That's all what it matters. And I'm telling you again, has nothing. When people think about slavery, they think about probably the movies in the 50s, 60s, where it's like, oh, they're this old, like just gentlemen having these black slaves working in their homes, whatever. This is 21st century. The slavery is when we have, I don't know, somebody like Epstein using these girls as slaves. They actually said it in the Epstein files that they are used like slaves. The Epstein sleeps on the bed and all the girls sleeps on the floor because he actually believes that he is above everybody else. The former Prince Andrew literally believes wholeheartedly it's his birthright to be above anybody else. I mean, you cannot make this stuff up. That's what I'm saying. This is 21st century slavery. Or like the Kardashians, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if you just heard, I literally saw it today, where Kylie Jenner was sued by the second home person that works at their home. I don't know who married the Beckham son, that girl, and all the news about how she treated the maids, right? Cleaning the toilet 40 times, clean over, clean it again, and then go out fired. This is not slavery. What is it then? This is, again, we should not need to look just these standard way of what slavery is. All our clothing are coming from children in these foreign countries or overseas, in the third world countries. They are being used as child slavery. It's still a thing. So people just need to understand that. So the top 1% is running the world. not the politicians, not these are written. They need that. They need us to be their slaves because we are supposed to work our butts off. Listen, here, what are we doing here at YouTube, right? Just give an example. I'm just like giving. That's why I'm saying I always like to give real life examples because people just seem like, because when you are too much in it, you don't get it. I'm telling you right now on YouTube, what I'm doing on YouTube, what am I doing? What we are doing on YouTube, right? I sure give you the chance to learn something from me. But how much money do I get? 1 cent. Okay? For my Friday night, sitting here for 2 hours, exhausted from the whole week, deadlines after deadlines after deadlines after deadlines after meetings after this after that after emails and all of that, sitting here Friday night exhausted for 2 hours giving you information that is for your right, nobody cares, I have only 1-2 people here, and then I get only 1 cent. Who makes money off of my video? Everybody else that YouTube makes it 80% for my video. When I am exhausted, but YouTube makes on YouTube's market, like the ad people, they get all the money. My video, it's my video, my hard work. Welcome to May 1st, Workers' Day. It's my hard work, hard-earned money that I don't even earn that much. Slavery today is the powerful controlling the powerless. Exactly. That is exactly what it is. It's the control over power. Why did everyone freak out so much with the, oh my God, the control is over with COVID and all that? They tried to mass surveillance, like everybody has to vaccinate it. Now with mass surveillance and all that, right? Or how can we create the systems and the governments to get everybody's DNA? Nobody talks about this. They have all our DNA. Full stop. The entire world's DNA is collected. You can't make that stuff up. Once you give your DNA out, you're done. You're screwed. It's over. Nobody cares about your credit card or, I don't know, social security number, whatever the heck, doesn't matter. Once your DNA is gone, it's gone. Over. Nobody talks about this because nobody understands this, because everyone is still like this. Why? Because we are so distracted by the social media. We are so distracted by the YouTuber who makes clickbaits and the most flashy YouTube thumbnail and makes fun of everybody because he's so far right that this alternative left that makes fun of Trump to gain subscribers, make million subscribers, all the clickbaits, all the fake AI thumbnails, so you claiming to be the left alternative media and you make fun of the right of MAGA and ha 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 ha, he did on this, ha 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 ha. So now you are somehow kind of discussing them or poo-poo them, or what's your point? And now you're suddenly a journalist, YouTuber journalist, like self-made journalist, you call themselves journalist. What is this? It's so disgusting to me. It is so low, it's so cheap. How much people make cheap money is surreal to me. It doesn't matter how many degrees you have, how much you studied. Let me tell you, it does matter. Do you know why? I will put that link. I just saw it just literally an hour ago, where do you know Senator Tammy Duckworth? When she questioned Hegseth, I will link that short below. It's a short video, YouTube short. She smashed him with what? I love it. With this. Hegseth he couldn't open his mouth. He even stuttered. No one ever in that whole thing could do that to him. But Senator Tammy Duckworth, why she puts on knowledge after knowledge after knowledge after, like boom, 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 boom. And he just was like, he literally was stunned. He couldn't say a word. Nothing of his act, he couldn't even do any of those. He tried, but he was smashed immediately. And then he started to stutter. And I will like you to watch it, because that's exactly what I'm talking about. Knowledge here, you lead the world with brain. And people still believe, or this system makes us believe that, I just said it, right? Like, oh, it doesn't matter. It does matter. It does matter. If you have brain, it does matter. Why do I say that? Because I use my brain to save me. I'm telling you, save me. Mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, in the society, with unbelievable, crazy, evil people. Every single day, my brain saves me. Not my physical martial arts, not my nothing, my brain. I'm telling you, it is the most powerful thing we have, our brain. But deliberately, it's been tried to smash down. And because of this, they can control you. That's how I talk about this with my dad all the time. All the time, for decades. This is how cult leaders run their shows, by making you dumb so that they can follow you, worship you. The fake woo-woo gurus, spiritual gurus, woo-woo people, they make you, and these are all narcissistic bottom lines. Narcissism 101, okay? Worship me. You worship me. How can you worship me? By making you the dumbest person on earth, so then of course you worship me. Okay, and you will see this all over the fake spirituality, tarot readers, astrologers, and woo-woo gurus. It's all over. Okay, politicians, they have everything in common. What's the common? Narcissism 101. That's it. That's what it is. But you have to be dumb, and when you are not dumb, then when it starts, I don't know, they put you in jail, get you do all of this. Even in the day-to-day life, they like many YouTubers get cease and desist letters, and they get threats and these and that. So it's in day-to-day life, right? It can be your landlord, it can be your neighbor, it can be your husband, wife, it can be, or that you're divorcing, or whatever it is, or your boyfriend, ex-boyfriend, ex-girlfriend. It can be a million people, like your even your cousins, siblings, I don't know, relatives. They can be, once they're evil, they can do shit to you every single day, right? Tammy Duckworth is the real thing. Hegseth is a pretender. Yes, and Tammy Duckworth, I think she served in the army. I'm not sure. I wrote the comments. I read the comments, and I think she served in the military or something. Not sure. So yeah, she knows the stuff. She knew the stuff she was talking about. It was just, and she was so powerful. I love seeing that when people are like that. They're just, the brain just like flashes through the mouth. It's just, I love that so much. So, okay, let's keep going. So what does it mean for voting rights? The biggest effect of his decision is on redistricting. Not his decision. This decision is on redistricting. Redistricting is the process of drawing election maps, usually after the census. If courts have a harder time striking down unfair maps, then some states may be able to create lines that reduce the voting strength of minority communities. It's just surreal. That can happen through packing, which puts many minority voters into one district, or cracking, which splits them across several districts. Both tactics, the packing or the cracking, can lower the chance that those voters can elect candidates who truly reflect their interests. Okay, unreal. Possible consequences of the ruling. Minority voters, I put this in bullet points, to make it easier to read, and I put this in like colorful boxes so you can just like screen through easier. Minority voters may have less power to elect candidate of their choice. 2, more unfair voting maps may survive legal challenges. And by the way, these are and will be lasting for a generation. Okay, these will be lasting for a generation. Gerrymandering may become harder to stop. Communities with history of discrimination may lose political influence. 5, public trust in elections may fall further, and this is the most dangerous stuff of all. If people, and we'll get to that, if people, instead of voting more, they think, yeah, it doesn't matter, whatever I tried, I give up, I can't do this anymore, I can't stand this, I have no trust that my vote will go nowhere. That is the most dangerous part of this all, the consequence of this all. If people, that's exactly when we lose democracy for good, and that's when the dictatorship takes over, when that's what the whole point is. It's textbook. It's that this is actually the textbook where the people lose hope. The people lose hope and believe their voice don't matter. That, my friend, is the most important of the all and most dangerous one. Because once that happens, the train goes 200 miles per hour towards dictatorship. That's it. Never forget that. That's why it's so critical to emphasize and emphasize and emphasize and educate more and more and more and more. Yes, even more so, our votes are important at this time. Not less, more important. Congress and state lawmakers may face more pressure to act if they want stronger voting protections. Okay, let's talk just a little bit here about what the Democrats are saying. The Democrats, right? The AOC and the Salisbury, or I think, I don't know his last name, I think, and all the Democrats, they're saying, now we have to fight like that too. Now we have to be, if they do gerrymandering, we do that too. If they draw them up, we need to do it too. If they play the game, we have to play the game too. Oh yeah? Now? I mean, you at the entire time were like, where they bulldozering last year, right? With all the executive orders, all the laws are trying to pass executive orders, hundreds and hundreds of lawsuits. You're like, I will write this letter to this and I will raise my voice to this. I will write a letter. We are submitting to the court this and that. Guys, don't you understand? Do you understand now that they're playing dirty? And now you have to play dirty too? You have to play their game. Now it's on. Guys, you can't. This is crazy. This is so crazy to me. You, my friend, you Democrats are the reason why we are on this. So stop being like, oh no, we have to play the game. You had your chance and you missed it. And with Chuck Schumer at the last minute giving in all the cards after the elections in November, who you guys had the cards in your hand. This is crazy. This is nuts. And so don't trust that you in your community, you have the power to make a change. Don't trust and yeah, we have to play the game. Yeah. You miss. If you have Chuck Schumer, if you have people like Fetterman, if you have the people in Maine who consistently vote with the Republicans, then what are you talking about? You are the reason we are here with Fetterman, with Maine people, with, I don't know, Chuck Schumer, Jeffrey Hakeem's. Now they want him the leader. No, we don't need these people. If you are Democrat and still believe that you can trust what they're talking about, screw that. Start from local. Take your local representatives in your hand and say, no, sir, no, ma'am. Do something. Do it. You do it or you're out. I don't care. That's how you do it. Don't believe in like la 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 yeah. You are the reason why we are in this mess. Not just mess, a dangerous one. So why people are paying attention now? Do people pay attention now? I don't think so. That's why you need to spread this video so that people understand the real life consequences of this and what is actually happening in real life that the social media, and everybody else is easily and gently covering your eyes with. So this decision matters because voting rights are not just about one election or one state. In fact, it's Louisiana, right? They shape who gets heard, who gets represented, and whose needs get ignored. We know whose. When voting rules are fair, democracy works better, or half democracy. When they are not, the system can slowly shift away from equal representation. And we know what that means, dictatorship. And that's the whole book, textbook. That is why this ruling is being watched so closely. It could affect elections for years to come, for a generation to come, for one generation. That's why Democrats must get their goddamn act together with Schumer, with Fetterman, with Hakeem Jeffries, with the Maine people, and all of these people there. Forget it. Forget it. Forget it. Start local. Take your local governments in your hands. And The big picture is this decision matters because voting rights are not just about one. I just read that, sorry. Yes. And again, at the bottom of the blog post, I put read the Supreme Court ruling, Supreme Court of the United States, Syllabus, Louisiana versus Callais et al. Appeal from the United States District Court for the Western District of Louisiana. Argued October 15, 2025, decided April 29, 2026. Basically, Roberts and Kavanaugh, they flipped. They flipped on this and made this vote possible. So, they flipped based on what Thomas wrote last year, and they argued that they are not agreeing, that now they are flipped over. And the Thomas, I just don't understand Thomas. Like, this is like the lows of even sometimes Kavanaugh and Barrett are even sometimes better and have more rationality than Thomas. Like, we are talking about Black and brown people, minorities. Just because you are in the Supreme Court, now you are suddenly, I don't know, above anybody else, that you don't so much don't care. Like, what is the deal? And Roberts, I mean, it is unreal. It is actually unreal. So now let me talk about the Civil War, and then I will end this video. So I put as you see in the description, the link to that Civil War is coming, February 16, 2025 video, where I predicted my famous Dr. Shine predictions that Civil War is coming mid-2026 for 4 to 6 years. This, my friend, this, if you haven't seen the videos from 1965, where actually they fought to get this passed, if you haven't seen these clashes videos, that, my friend, will coming even more so. Because in those videos, you will see they're majority Black people. But what's happening now is we are in a completely different timeline. We are in a completely different timeline where we, the people, are running the world. Add to that the Gen Zs. Add to that the Gen Zs who are sick at all levels, sick and tired of everything. And they are so done in that young age of 20 years old, are so done that one fire, you lit the fire, it's on. So you will see, we will see, that's my prediction, the largest civil movement ever. We will see the largest civil movement ever. It starts in the United States, but it will be worldwide. This will include Germany with AfD and all that. All of that will be just like spreading like wildfire. Mark my words. This will be huge, guys. It will be so huge. And let me give you guidance. What we need are leaders. Leaders who are caring, but also who have knowledge, who have power and the fire to actually lead the pack. There is no time for people to be sitting comfortably in their chairs. There will be leaders. We will be needing leaders who lead the pack with strong passion, but also with knowledge, but also with courage. Passion, courage, and knowledge. We need leaders like this who will be leading this war, civil war. It will be a civil war. It will be a war. And it needs to be, because it's over. It's just, it cannot be like this anymore. And people will realize how BS these talking points of the Democrats are. These Democrats will be also pushed out, because they are actually blocking what's needed for not only American people, but for humanity, and serving people and companies who do not have the social good in mind. Okay, so I leave it at that. The masterclass of I'm gifted. Okay, how fitting is that, right? I am gifted. This is so crazy. So if you have gifts that you believe that other people have more gifts than you have, you want to watch that neuroscience masterclass, because it doesn't work like that. I'm talented, I'm skilled, and then I'm gifted, and all three, why they are so different from each other, I will be covering. If you feel like people have more gifts than you have, absolutely you need to watch it. So I filmed it already, but I will edit it, and maybe tonight or maybe tomorrow I will publish it. So I will also put that link then and here, and don't forget to watch it. Also, my friend, Mother's Day is coming. I have new designs on my Etsy store, and I have added a sale again, 25% sale. Get your gifts for your mom. You will love it. So I have family names and emblems, and they're so beautiful, so royal for inner royalty. And so check it out. It's also my innerroyalty.etsy.com. And again, go to my blog, read that, and also watch the other video that I have there. I told you Bernie Sanders is not to be trusted. Analysis fake Bernie. If you want to watch that video, it's also on the blog post right there. And then I see stop being played by political theater, and then my justice and abundance classes are also linked there. So see that, draygenshahin.com/blog, and the latest blog is this. Okay, so sending you so much love. Nice to see you, Going South Garage. I'm happy that you joined. Thank you so much. I hope you are well. I will see you later, guys. And again, check out the masterclass. Happy May 1st. Happy May. I have tons of awesome stuff coming up this month. If you follow me, my newsletters and all that, it will be a brain-gut connection. And what does it do? It has anything to do with mental health. Happy Mental Health Month as well. Jeffrey Schumers are owned by IPAC, yes, and there are so many more. Okay, and if you are interested in any of that, follow me for the entire month. Brain and gut connection, and its science of connection of mental health. We will cover all of this month, because it happened to me that I will be sharing what I went through this 2 weeks ago. And interestingly, you can't make this stuff up. This month is Mental Health Month. So I didn't plan it. It happened to be, again, everything I do is literally fitting to the T. So yeah, if you still don't follow me, I don't know, guys. So subscribe, hit the bell icon, don't miss it, follow the community tab, and also subscribe to my free e-newsletter for more detailed information that I have there for you. It's a VIP e-newsletter, and also follow my master classes. And I will see you very soon in my next video in the masterclass. Have a good night. Bye-bye.